Warhammer 40k is known for its elite fighting forces. We've got Space Marines, Grey Knights, Sisters of Battle, the Blood Angels, and a whole lot more. There are also plenty of insane monsters from across the galaxy, but we're not here to talk about them today. No. Today we're talking about the people whose lives these groups affect the most, the regular citizens of the Warhammer 40k universe. Let's get into it. When you think of Warhammer 40k, you probably think of violence, death, and the ever-present threat of alien monsters eating your face. Well, guess what? That stuff is everywhere in this universe. These days, there are some places where you can hide from all that chaos, but they're rare. For most civilians, there's no escape. So you'd better like the taste of fear, because you'll be having a lot of it. Take the miners of Subsector 9 and the Segmentum Solar, for example. These poor saps dig up vital resources for the Imperium, but they have absolutely no idea what those resources are used for. That doesn't matter, though. You can't just stop working or question your orders. If you do that, you're fired, and in the Imperium, that means you're dead. The best you can hope for is to lose your limbs and be sent back home as an invalid, but even that's pretty unlikely. Most miners work for 18 hours a day, 7 days a week. When they have downtime, they can enjoy their homes, which are usually cramped, unsanitary hovels, full of disease. The best entertainment they can hope for is something to watch through the smog-covered windows of their mining colony. That might be a football game, it might be propaganda, or it might be another Imperial citizen being put to death. Chances are it's all three at once. But hey, at least they're providing valuable resources for the Imperium, right? Yeah. Well, not really. You see, miners don't actually mine the minerals themselves. They use laser drills powered by slaves. That's right. Slavery is totally legal in the Imperium, and it is encouraged when it comes to anything related to mining. Civilians are enslaved from birth and forced to work in the mines until they die. In fact, every worker in the Imperium is effectively a slave. Sure, you might have a noble title and spend your days working in a nice office building, but as soon as things go bad, you're getting shipped off to a labor camp where you will all spend your days digging ditches and your nights sleeping in the dirt. Wait, you say, what if I'm a tech worker? Can't I use my skills to make things instead of destroy them? Ha, you fool. You think the Imperium cares about making things? As far as the authorities are concerned, machines are basically gods. Machines must be maintained, and the workers are the priests of that religion. Every machine is treated as if it's a god. Its operation is sacred, and the workers are the servitors who maintain it. Their prayers are recorded in the form of maintenance notes, and their rituals involve scrubbing oily rags with holy water. The workers pray to their machines that they will be granted a few precious minutes of free time. They pray that the machine won't break down, and above all else, they pray that their children will be taken from them to serve the machine. Because if the machine fails, it's the workers who pay the price. There are people who make things in the Imperium, but they're so rare that they might as well not exist. The only thing civilians can hope for is that their assigned machine won't be one of the ones that regularly break down. If it does, everyone knows that the workers will be called. The exact method varies, depending on the nature of the failure, but the results are always the same. Now, depending on the type of work you do, you might be able to avoid getting shot or burned alive. In some cases, you might only have to watch the machine consume your fellow workers before it turns on you. Oh boy. You know, I think I'd rather fight in the Imperial Guard. Wait, you wouldn't. Not only is that just as bad as working in the mines, but the chances of you surviving it are even worse. Your best chance of getting out of the mines is to get drafted into the Imperial Guard. After all, the Guard is responsible for defending the Imperium from the hordes of chaos, orcs, necrons, and tyrannids, looking to kill everyone in it. And they do that by forcibly conscripting civilians into their ranks. Drafted soldiers are given minimal training before being shipped off to the front lines, where they'll be expected to hold the line against overwhelming odds. Needless to say, a lot of them die, and those that do survive tend to come back broken. The cycle continues when they return home and have kids who get drafted into the army themselves. It's the same with women. Unlike many other sci-fi universes, women in Warhammer 40k are definitely second-class citizens. They're mostly relegated to menial jobs and are frequently looked down upon by society. A woman can become a powerful leader or a skilled warrior, but she always have to deal with prejudice along the way. Men are quick to judge women for their looks, behavior, and ambitions, and women who seek power must prove themselves twice as capable as their male counterparts to gain the respect they deserve. Basically, it's a pretty hostile universe for women, and since gender roles are so rigid, there aren't a lot of opportunities for personal freedom. Even if you manage to live past your draft age and still avoid the pits of the labor camps, you're still living in a war-torn galaxy. If you're on the wrong planet at the wrong time, you could get caught up in a chaos cult rebellion or an orc wog. You could also find yourself hunted by agents of the dreaded Inquisition, who won't hesitate to burn you at the stake if they suspect you of practicing witchcraft, heresy, or witchcraft. And then there's the Tyranids, an extragalactic hive mind bent on consuming everything in sight. The only thing that might save you from the Tyranids, however, might also be the end of your world. In some cases, when a planet becomes overrun, the best option left for the Imperial authorities is to nuke the entire world with the The Imperium isn't exactly known for caring about civilian casualties, so it is not all that surprising that most people are kept under a constant state of oppression and misery. It's hard to be optimistic when your life consists of back-breaking labor, fear of execution, and the possibility that you might end up stuck on a planet that gets turned into glass. People in the Warhammer 40k universe have every reason to be miserable, and that's why those who aren't actively miserable are considered heretics. If you've made it this far, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, didn't this start as a fantasy setting? Did I accidentally click on the wrong video? Well, if you did, sorry to disappoint you. This is actually Warhammer Fantasy. If you want to hear about the dark side of Warhammer 40k, click on this video. Thanks for watching.